What makes this project special? It is just one of surprise. You're in this ancient, sprawling bushland. You enter down through a very sleek, charred black, compressed experience, and then once that pivot door opens, you walk into this calm space. Your eye looks up, you see all the timber craftsmanship that's gone into the house. You glance at all the bushland around, you're immersed in that landscape. I think it's a real symphony for this project. I'm Andrew Donaldson from ADAD. I'm the architect and also the interior designer for this project. So where we are right now is an area known as Middle Dural, which is a semi-rural kind of bush landscaped area not too far out of Sydney. The character of this area is all farmland, bushland, valleys and creeks. The site itself is a semi-rural 20-hectare site. It slopes slightly down to the east from the road, so it becomes quite out of view where the orchard used to stand, and then it cascades quite steeply down to Pangari Creek below. The beauty of being in a rural area and such a large site abutting the bushland like we have here is that we can just have that glass on almost all sides, and the usual privacy concerns that you would have with neighbours up close, you just don't have here. So we can see through this connection between every courtyard, every glazed linked pavilion, all the full height glass out to the view. It just lends itself to contemporary design, which can be harder in those urban, denser areas.
I'm Steve Mallinger and I'm the owner and the builder at the property of Middle Dural. The brief that I gave Andrew was to make this house some sort of a Scandinavian barn concept. The scope didn't change a great deal from our first conversation, but what did change was the more we went into it, the textures, the materials, especially the outside of the shojiban charred hardwood, like that wasn't something that we originally thought of. But the more we got into it, we thought, wow, that would look fantastic at the front orientation. The roof type with the standing seam, a lot of this stuff was sort of evolved as we sort of got more deep into the design process.
The project is laid out in a series of 6 pavilions. You enter within the central pavilion, which is the family wing. We walk in. It's a compressed feeling within that corridor, which is one of Steve's favourite spaces, with the batten ceilings for this 90-metre corridor that kind of kinks along with the contour of the ridge. There's a bit of an echo of what's going on below us there. And then we come into these high spaces, which are the European barn forms that were Steve's dream even from a previous house we were designing together. And you see the laminated timber portals that structure the space. And then we immediately, as we sort of turn around, there's the showstopper of the whole project, which is the kitchen design. The kitchen is all completely black, not a charred timber, but a material that echoes what's going on outside, including the porcelain. But then as important as that, and all the joinery mechanisms within, is the appliance selection. There's nothing else like Miele when it comes to this, because we could just choose from an architectural perspective, just the black, seamless, everything sort of integrated wherever it needs to be. And when it's on show, it's not competing with the material, visually with the space.
So performance and selection of appliances for me is pretty easy. I've been using Miele every project since I first started, so I know the product, I know how they operate. They've got so many options, and for a house of this calibre, it had to have something of quality that would resonate with the people that live in it and potential buyers in the future.
The way we thought about the journey from these open shared spaces into the more private nooks was just about those different modes of kind of living, from entertaining with really large groups, which the external living area that just adjoins to us here. Then there's also moments where you just want to relax. They'll retreat to the pool house in the cabana, where there's just a smaller, cosier kind of area compared to the main living area. The wood fire stove, connection to the pool, and we can make those areas feel really cosy and kind of tight.
The connection between the landscape and the home was critical. We did another project in Curl, which felt like the property was coming out of the ground with all the native landscapes around. And I wanted the same here. I wanted to feel like, the landscaping could have been here forever.
Something that you'll definitely notice about this project is just how important and how extensive the landscape is. Not only the natural sort of ancient landscape that we fit within, but the designed landscape the project itself sits within. This gets fog in the mornings, you notice all the different seasons, and it actually is the star of the home, is the exterior and our link to it. Walking back through this project now, after it's been completed, I just get a real sense of gratitude for having been involved in such a large, highly detailed project with a great client. I'm so proud of all the elements within it. It still looks absolutely magnificent as the day the final elements were built.
When I sort of sit here and look at the project, I actually look back and said, how and why did I even start this? It was just such a huge undertaking. 5 years in the making, but the reward's here now that, I think it's come up great. I'm pretty proud of it.